Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Philip. This is the Ranger's Respite, and today I am reviewing something that is really cool and special. So, today is Black Friday. Not as I'm recording this, but as this is released, this is Black Friday. And there are a lot of cool things that release exclusively on Black Friday. Um, and sometimes it happens in the spirits industry. And I am really excited to talk about this. This is Black Frost Distilling's American Single Malt Whiskey. It drops today. And on that note, this bottle was provided courtesy of the fine folks at Black Frost Distilling for the purposes of review and discussion on the Single Malt Frontier and my show, which means that this is a gift. Um, but I'm really excited to talk to Jace on the Single Malt Frontier. They're doing things a little bit differently from a lot of the other ASMW producers, and it is really exciting and interesting to talk to people who are doing things a little bit differently, who are putting their own thumbprint on the category. Like I said, this is releasing today, so if you are seeing this review on Black Friday in 2025, you should absolutely go pick up a bottle. I'll get into that. First, I'm going to read a little bit off the back of the label because context is important. Black Frost Distilling was founded with the goal of creating whiskeys with a distinct sense of place. We utilize malted grains grown on our co-founder's family farm, embrace the wild qualities of open-top wooden fermenters, and age our whiskey entirely in Minnesota-grown oak barrels. Every step of the process serves as an opportunity to showcase the uniqueness of our environment through the exclusive use of northern grown ingredients. We hope that you enjoy this wholly unique expression of northern terroir and American single malt. And they list the types of malt that they use: Pilsner malt, honey malt, extra special malt, and caramel malt. This is, of course, distilled in New Ulm, Minnesota. Um, for my friends for my friends in Maple Grove, you want to head down to the 169 South to 212 West. Take 212 West all the way into New Ulm. You'll be able to find them there. For my friends in Faribault, basically just 35 South, 212 West. Um, I'm really excited about this. Like I said, uh, there are so many cool things about this bottle that I would never have known if Jace hadn't reached out to us with the opportunity to have him on our show and to review this and hopefully build a little bit of hype before the release and concurrently with the release to get people to go and visit and buy this bottle and buy some of their other products. So, without further ado, ooh, interesting. On the nose, it does have that sort of like banana-y, uh, slight tropical fruitiness that I associate with like the Pilsner malt, which sounds weird, but I promise it makes sense. It does have some nice, beautiful caramel notes, some wonderful oaky notes, basically like mild, light baking spice, vanilla, butterscotch. A slight breadiness, of richness that I think comes from that caramel malt. There's a toastiness, a light spice note. So, what I can say that I know a little bit about Minnesota oak because at one point, a distillery local to me was making a big deal about how some of their barrels are sourced from a cooperage in Minnesota using Minnesota grown oak. Um, and due to the climate in which it grows, the colder, harsher winters, longer winters, the growth rings are closer together, which provides a tighter, more dense wood, which means denser elements that create these interesting flavors. It smells lovely. I really like the way this smells. Mm. So this is aged a minimum of 2 years. Ooh. Ooh. I really like this. This is interesting. It has a berry quality to it, which doesn't surprise me at all. None of the hop notes, but like if you've ever had an unhopped barley wine or you know or had still beer, which side note typically with commercial mashes isn't very good, but there are a few that I've had the opportunity to sample that are really interesting and good. This tastes a little bit like some of those good still beers that's got like that like sweet hop character. Swiss Miss Hot Cocoa. A little bit of marshmallow, some caramel. Mm. Hmm. Weirdly, Caro corn syrup. Don't know where that's coming from. If I had to guess, I'd say that they're making fairly tight cuts into the heart of the spirit. There isn't a whole lot of like faintiness to it. There are some esters that are kind of providing some like tropical fruit, banana-y notes. Um, that cocoa note that's specifically Swiss Miss, which some people don't like, but I think is perfectly fine. It's got like a chewy maltiness to it that I enjoy. It's not real heavy. It's a nice light, approachable, I mean, genuinely beautiful stuff. It does have like a little bit of like on the edges of the palate, a little bit of the like bright oak, like sort of bright spiced vanilla note around the edges, and a little bit of a char note. The finish is mid length. It's relatively sweet. Um, the finish is mainly like tinges of oak on the edges, and then like just caramel and like a nice sweet um sort of like almost circus peanuts, but less offensively artificial, if that makes sense. I mean, it's not offensively artificial. It's a wonderful flavor, but there's a note in it that makes me think a little bit of circus peanuts, but less circus peanutty, if that makes sense. That's really good. Bottled at 92 proof. I know that this wouldn't be everybody's favorite dram, and it isn't like super complex. It doesn't have big, bold flavors that make you sit down and think, but it is an extremely pleasant dram. I really like this. So to my friends in Minnesota, you have an opportunity to pick up an excellent whiskey that is not available throughout the United States. In fact, this is something that you really should just make the trip to the distillery to pick up. I think that it'd be worth it. And you'd get to talk to the cool people there. I don't know if they do tours. We'll approach that when we talk to them on the show on the Single Malt Frontier. Um, I'm excited. I really am, because it's cool to talk to people that just weren't even on my radar until they reach out. It's a huge vote of trust in us, and I want to pay it forward because without them reaching out to talk to us, I would never have gotten to try this. And this is genuinely very good. And I think that you, if you are in Minnesota, should give it a try. I'm definitely going to be throwing this video at my friends in Minnesota and Wisconsin and being like, watch this, go try this whiskey because it is really good, I think. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and I'm going to have a blast talking to the people who make it. So, before this video gets too long, because I can't ramble, 3 questions. Whoops, 3 questions. I always ask and answer 3 questions. 1, do I like it? Yeah, actually, I really do. I probably wouldn't have made this video if I didn't. I definitely would have privately given feedback, but I really do enjoy this. It is a really interesting whiskey, and I hope that you are willing to try it. Do I think it's a good value? Yes. There's my threshold for worth is higher than a lot of people's in terms of paying for craft whiskey. But if you don't buy craft whiskey now, you won't have it later. This is good whiskey. It is worth the cost. You should go buy it. If you are in Minnesota, you should go tour their facility. Go visit them, buy their merch, buy their whiskey, talk to them, and give this stuff a try because it's really good. Do I recommend it? Yes, yes. If you are in Minnesota, go buy some. Um, I may be asking for assistance in acquiring more stuff from them, from my friends that are in that part of the states. So that's those answers. 3 questions asked and answered. And before I go, what are we doing tomorrow for a Lost Lantern Saturday? Well, there we go. From Lost Lanterns Scotch Lovers Collection, which is a collection of American single malts for lovers of Scotch whiskey. We have their offering from Warfield, which is another distillery that I didn't know about until the collection was announced, and I think that you'll find my review of it interesting. You will have gotten some of that in the Single Malt Frontier video. Oh, come on, camera. Come on. You would have gotten some of the review on our interview with Adam from Lost Lantern on the Single Malt Frontier. There will be a link to that in the description down below. And I think that covers everything. So until next time, stay happy, stay geeks, sláinte.